If you're new to my channel, my name's Francis. I study developmental psychology and clinical practice at UCL. As part of my course, I do a 3-day-a-week placement working in CAMHS. Today, we're going to talk all about autism and ADHD. How do kids get diagnosed with these conditions? What actually are they? And what is my role? My current role is in the neurodevelopmental team, which conducts assessments for autism and ADHD. Some will be referred for just ADHD or autism, others will be for both. They're referred by either GP or school. The parent and teacher are asked to fill out a questionnaire called the CAMHS. It measures symptoms of ADHD alongside other things which might actually explain away the symptoms. If they are likely to have ADHD, they will score above threshold for inattention, hyperactivity and impulsivity. And also there's a negative index score which indicates whether the parent or teacher have been negatively biased in answering the questionnaire. The parent and teacher both do it because they might have different kinds of answers. For a diagnosis, they require evidence across multiple settings, at home as well as school. For autism, there's something called the social communication questionnaire, which asks about things like socially inappropriate questions or statements, unusual interest in the sight, feel, sound, taste or smell of things or people. In autism, there can be heightened sensory sensitivity. So environments like shopping malls with a lot of sensory stimulation can be quite overwhelming. There is also a developmental history form which is filled in by the parent, and this talks about family history of neurodevelopmental disorders, emotional and mental health problems. Even if there is evidence of symptoms, if they occur in the context of very disrupted family environment, sometimes the team decide to not give a diagnosis. But other times, a disrupted family environment is actually a sign of undiagnosed neurodivergence in the parents, and the child may still be autistic. School, fill in a school report. This is filled in by usually the SENCO, and they comment on all aspects of school life. Do they interact with peers? Do they have a friendship group, or are they more isolated and on their own? What are their activity levels like? Is the child behind academically? Any unusual tics or mannerisms, or have an intense preoccupation with specific subjects? One example that comes to mind with autism is that if they have a toy car, a child with autism might concentrate on just a wheel of that car. And then with ADHD, do they not pay close attention to detail? Do they have difficulty organizing their time? Do they fidget with their hands or feet? So the teacher fills that in. Also summarizing things like educational psychology reports, SALT reports, OT reports if they're included. After summarizing all of those documents, if they meet threshold, then they will come in for an assessment. And that is what we're going to do in 15 minutes time. I've got to get the box of many toys, bring it downstairs, and then just get cracking. All right, let's go. And just like that, we back. Time for lunch, let's go grab some lunch. Fresh and daily. We've got 2 naan breads today, both incredibly greasy. What's the state of that grease? We've got, for starters, garlic and cheese. Look at those colours. Goodness me. Taste test. What sells this naan bread is the texture. Just so crispy on the outside, a crispy shell, and then a soft interior. This place got recommended to me by a trainee clinical psychologist, so it has to be nice and also good for your mental health. Main course, we have chicken keema, which you can see inside. Not as aesthetic as the garlic and cheese one, but a little taste test now. Combo of this and garlic and cheese, 10 out of 10. So we did the autism assessment. The way it works is you have a supervising clinician who's observing the assessment over Teams the whole time. And at the end, if I've missed anything, they just ask the questions there and then. Also, after the assessment took place, me and the supervising clinician discussed the scores we would give on the BOSA for each measure. This afternoon, I've got to write up the report of the assessment. This report writing took me to the end of the day. I spent some of it in the office with my colleagues Maisie and Bernard. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's the assessment itself is just one part of a wider diagnostic puzzle when diagnosing ADHD and autism. It requires school reports, parent reports, questionnaire results, and more to give families the answer that they've been looking for a really long time by the time they see us, which is either diagnosis or just a better understanding of what their child's needs are. So hopefully they can get more support in the school setting and beyond. If you enjoyed this video, I also make videos to do with psychology in general, studying at Cambridge, and soon studying at Oxford for the doctorate in clinical psychology. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for that, and I'll see you very soon with the next video.